Question 9. Hey, since we started, why don't we just finish the problem? So we found the internal force, BC, and we found that to be minus 20 kilonewtons, pointing down in this direction. So let's do the same thing, and now find the internal force for the other member, the AB. So all I want you to do is to pause the video, and when you're ready, and you've worked it out, find which option is correct. Okay, so hopefully you got minus 82.7 kilonewtons for one decimal place. Let's have a look at my solution. So in this case, previously I resolved forces in the x direction. So it makes sense really that the other direction that I'm going to want to solve forces in is going to be in the y direction. So I'm using the definition that y is upwards. To be honest with you, with a problem like this, I'd be more tempted to use would be to be a bit naughty, a bit shocking. How do I do shocking? And resolve the forces downwards. That's kind of easier, see, because AB is pointing downwards, BC is basically pointing downwards, 100 is pointing downwards. So here I'm working with lots of negatives, so it's a bit painful. So I've got 100 pointing downwards, minus 100. BC, what do I need to make it resolve to point downwards? Well, BC is, point upwards. So BC, I would have to make it resolve go this way to point downwards, and then I'd flip the sign to get a minus BC. So it gets a bit confusing. Whereas if I had the definition of making things point downwards, I would just have to say to myself, BC needs to point downwards, how much by? AB is pointing downwards, but we're using this definition, so we then flip the sign again. So this is a bit confusing, I grant you. Rearrange this and you've got some simple algebra to do. So we've got a minus AB, so if we take that over to the right hand side, it's going to just give us AB, nothing else will change. So we've got a minus 100. Now when we substitute in our previous answer, remember our previous answer is minus 20. So we substitute in minus 20 here. So notice we're going to have a minus minus, which gives us a plus. So therefore, I'm going to end up with minus 82.7. So AB is in compression and BC is also in compression, as I first assumed when I looked at the framework. Well done if you managed to get that correct.